some of you in the audience. This particular reel is the first spinning reel that Penn Tackle ever made. The original Penn 710, I'm still using it for catfishing. So, and this I want to show you is, this is a typical catfish rig that we use for the catfish. Now this is, if anybody knows about a drop-a-loop knot, it's 2 drop-a-loop knots, and they just tie the hooks on them, and then just an overhand knot for a 2-ounce sinker, or the same thing, sinker, depending on what you're using. Any kind of bait for catfish, preferably something with a little bite, with skin, mullet skin or something else. A lot of times you use the shrimp, and they'll just, you get a peck, 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 and you come in with 2 empty hooks. I like to use the double hook rig, because the same thing, you got it out there, and you get peck, peck, you'll peck one off, and then the second hook will catch a fish. Something you have to do if you're catfishing to keep yourself from getting a vibro is crush the barbs. When you crush the barbs, and you get the catfish, you got the catfish dangling around there, you just get this de-hooker, a little bigger version of the same thing you use for the, it's a lot easier when there's a catfish on it, that you use for the sabiki rig. And you use the de-hooker. I got a 5-gallon bucket, and I flip them in the bucket. They come right off. They're laying in the bucket, and they are feisty when you first dump them in the bucket. So I got 2 buckets, one on either side of the boat, fishing 2 rods, and you want to kind of keep track of them, because if you put 2 or 3 or 4 in at the same time, next thing you got, it's like Christmas ornaments. You got a string of catfish all stuck together. They go stab themselves. So you get them. Would you put that together for me, Rob, please? You get them in the bucket. You let them settle down. They get a little bit fatigued and all. Then you know, this guy. Then I can't tell you. I've probably been stabbed with catfish 8 or 10 times. Because I used to always reach in and grab them out by hand and all. I don't do that no more. The old catfish grabber, you leave them in there, they flip around like crazy. So you let them get rid of all that piss and vinegar and all, and now they're laying there going, ooh, look at that. You're wondering where's the water? I'm dying here. Reach in, grab them, pull them up. You got them like this. There's a dorsal fin and 2 pectoral fins. Each one of them, if you guys from up north never saw them, they have these barbs, and if you take a barb and you peel the skin off them, they're like a serrated nail that you're driving a piece of wood, and it's got all these little serrations so the nail will come out. Well, it's the same thing with these catfish barbs. So what I call it, dechlorring them. I got them with this, I go clip, 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 and my live well, I got a nice live well on the boat, dump them in the live well. Sometimes I get 50, 60 catfish swimming, and now I bring them when they have a new home, and the warden never calls. Once they're in that jail, they don't come out unless they go out as a bait. And some of these, depending, they sell commercial, they sell them. I end up using a 55-gallon plastic drum that I drill about 1,100 holes in, and I can swim as many as 50 or 60 catfish at the dock, and I pull that up, and it's really nothing to pull it because you got all the holes. You don't try and pull it all at once. The water drains out. Lay it on the dock. If you're going to take a dozen or a dozen and a half catfish with you, they're all feisty. You put them in a bucket, you throw them on a boat, either in a live well or ice them down, and you got nice fresh catfish bait. One of the troubles, just like the prisoners, you got to feed them. So if you got 50 catfish swimming around, you got to have some old lady fish or mackerel, or if your wife cooks a really terrible meal, maybe a pot roast or something. But you got to feed them.